What's up? 20-minute, quick, total body yoga flow. Let's get it. Simple, easy. Start seated. Let's rock it. Key is the whole time. Make sure you're breathing. Big, deep inhales. Sweet, soft exhales. In and out through the nose. If you got to breathe through the mouth, that's cool too. But just make sure you find a comfortable seating position. I don't even have a yoga mat here with me. Just got a nice pillow, which I'm gonna use for my knees, and rock it out. Don't need any props, nothing like that. Sweet and simple. Let's get started. A few breaths, deep and free, in through the nose, and out. Keep those inhales, those exhales rolling this whole practice. Remember, yoga is as much of a physical practice as it is a mental. Focusing your mind on the inhales and the exhales and just feeling into the movements is all you have to do. Don't have to overcomplicate it. First movement we're gonna get into is extending your legs nice and straight. Amazing for the hamstrings, low back. And remember, we're not forcing any of these poses. Just go ahead and reach for your toes. Wherever you end up is great. Breathe into it. On an inhale, go ahead and come on up. Nice and easy, take your time. There's no rush through any of these movements. And all you gotta do is you can leave your legs however is comfortable for you and twist your body to one side. Just take your arms across, look with your head and breathe into that twist. Go ahead and take it to the other side. Go ahead and come back to center now. Slowly, take your time again. Transition between the poses is no rush, no race here. Go ahead and come onto your hands and knees. And again, for me, just putting something pillowy, blanket, whatever you might have on your knees is plenty good. Come onto the knees. And then once you get there, an amazing stretch for the shoulders. This is called puppy dog pose. You take your hands out in front of you, and then you just drop your chest down to the floor. Really great stretch for the shoulders and helps lengthen out your spine. Taking your time coming out of that, take your left foot and go ahead and bring it forward. You can keep your hands down on the ground, whatever works for you. If you need to bring your hands up to your knees, that's cool too. And you're just in a nice deep lunge. So that left leg's forward, right leg's back, and just breathe into that lunge. Amazing stretch for the hip flexors, opens up the glutes. Really good area that gets super tight if you're working out, if you're sitting a lot. Definitely something we need to make sure we stay flexible, is doing our lunges. Now we're gonna twist this lunge. All you gotta take is the left foot's forward, so the left hand is up forward as well. Put it on the knee. If you're already there, cool. All you gotta do is, again, twist your spine. It's really important to move your spine every direction it can move every day. You wanna keep your spine young and healthy. So moving it through its full range of motion, forward bending, back bending, twists left and right, and then side bending, lateral bends as well. Super important. Go ahead and come out of that twist. Again, there's no race, no rush here. All we're gonna do is switch it. Left leg's gonna come back, and the right leg is gonna move to the front. If these poses are challenging for you, it's something to strive for to make them easier. And if this is easy for you, make it a mental game. Focus on those inhales, those exhales. We can always make our mind stronger. We're going to twist this one up to the right this time. Go ahead and take your time, come out of that twist. Now, potentially one of the most challenging movements we're doing today is, it's called a frog squat. As much as our hip flexors have been getting stretched, they're gonna get a little bit more of a stretch. We're gonna be stretching our calves here, our glutes, again, all the way through the legs. See if you can bring your back leg forward. And then if you need to keep your hands on the floor, that is totally A-okay. Ideally, you know, if you need to have your heels lifted, that's okay as well. Eventually, you'll be able to get your heels down. You'll be able to get your hands off the floor, and you'll be in this nice squatting position. If you're really hunched over too, that is totally okay. Again, everyone's body is very unique. So whatever position, kind of subtle changes you have to make to get into the pose is totally A-okay. Just make sure that breath is still free and deep. Big inhales, big exhales. And these poses, if you're someone who goes to the gym, plays sports, all these poses are really gonna keep you flexible. I know I lift weights a lot, I play basketball, I like to run. All of those movements are gonna tighten you, are gonna close you down. These movements, even 10, 20 minutes a day, are gonna keep you flexible, keep you younger, and that longevity is key. A few more breaths here in this frog squat. Again, if you're really easy here, you know, you can play around in it, you can have some fun, you can find some freedom, you can sit up taller, you can think about lengthening your spine, but either way, you're feeling a nice stretch. All right, make sure your breath is still free and deep here. We're never holding our breath, especially in a movement like this. Our head is going down. If you're someone who gets dizzy, just be very mindful here. All you gotta do is you keep your feet pretty much as they are, and you think about your tailbone going straight to the sky. So drop your hands forward and send your tailbone straight to the ceiling. It's a forward fold. It's as simple as that. Nothing too crazy here. If you're flexible, you know, you'll be able to have your hands flat on the ground. If not, you might need to have your hands on your knees, and that's okay. You're working within your limits, breathing deep. Again, a great posture for the hamstrings here. And opening up the hip girdle, a lot of people don't realize this, but opening up the hip girdle, really, really, really gonna be helpful to the spine. If our hips are tight, our hamstrings are tight, it's gonna profoundly affect how our low back, how our neck feels. So we can't underestimate how important these poses are. Now take your time. We are coming to stand. Again, no rush here. You can help yourself up with your hands, or you can roll up, whatever works best for your body. No race. Take a few breaths here, just standing as tall as you can. Just find some length through your spine. Good, you can pedal out your feet, you can shake out your arms. These movements here, these free, just kind of shaking, dancing movements, you can do those at any time as well. That's a technique called Traegering. It's really good to kind of just shake it out and stay loose. All we're gonna do here is a side bend each way. So we're gonna take our left hand up into the sky and go ahead and just take your right hand, slide it down your thigh, and all you do is side bend over and breathe. You can be spreading your toes as well. You want to get those feet nice and open, the foundation of the body. Really think about your spine stretching over, but still simultaneously being super long. Let's switch it. This left hand comes down, it slides down the thigh, and your right hand comes up and over. Come on back to center. Now you take your arms up. If you need to drop your arms at any time, please do so. But if you can take your arms, this is called cactusing your arms. Your elbows are bent at about a 90-degree angle. You kind of pull your elbows as if your elbows could touch together behind your back. Take a couple breaths there. Really think about your chest being as broad, as open as possible. And then you can either keep your arms bent like this, or you can kind of drop off to the sides. Put a little bend in your knees. Keep those legs nice and easy. And you can twist your spine gently side to side. You can be a little bit more or less aggressive. Just depends on what works for you. You see, I put a little bounce in my knees. It feels nice. Really great for the shoulders. And again, really great for the spine. All right, fantastic. So nice and easy again, however, you need to get back to the ground. We're doing the #1 shoulder stretch known to mankind now. Really phenomenal. If you gotta use your hands to help you get down, that is a-okay. You can do this a number of ways. I'll just show you one way in this video. You can do a straight or bent arm. You can have the pillow under your head, wherever you're at. If you're on carpet, that's cool. But you kind of lay on your stomach. We're gonna start with the left side. We're gonna go to the left first. So you stick your left arm straight out to the side. Okay, on your stomach, left arm goes straight out to the side, and then you take your opposite leg. So since my left arm's out, my right leg's gonna bend, my right hand's gonna come up, and I'm just gonna put that arm down, and then I'm gonna take my right leg and roll it over the top. Insanely great shoulder stretch. Breathe into this for a while. Again, if this is easy, you can bend that arm that's extended. Don't move it, but just bend it, and that's really gonna change this posture. We're gonna get this on the other side, so slowly roll out of it. And then simple as on the other side, opposite arm extends, pretty much at a 90-degree angle to your body. Opposite leg bends, so the left leg bends because the right arm's extended. And again, just kind of roll it over and breathe into it. Slowly coming out, no rush here. And then we're coming up into a nice back bend here, one of my favorite back bends. Go ahead and just plant your hands however is comfortable for you. And then all you gotta do is try to pick your head up, pick your chest up, and so you can use those hands, those strong arms to push into this nice back bend. And for every single one of these poses, you only go as deep as works for your body. It's not a competition. You just breathe into it and feel it. If you're someone who's working with your hands, picking things up, pulling things, sitting at a desk, working at a computer, regardless of what you're doing, all of these are critical moves. One more breath here. All right, slowly lower yourself out. However you need to come back to a seat. Just kind of swing those legs back to the front. And then all you're gonna do, I'm gonna sit on my pillow again. Make it a little bit more comfy for me. All you're gonna do, maybe some of you guys did this in football practice as a kid or track practice, right? Take your soles of your feet together out in front and get that butterfly pose. And again, you can kind of fold into it. If you're someone who's more flexible, that's cool. You can kind of push your legs down. You might flop open more. You can play with as well the distance of your feet from your pelvis, and that's gonna change the posture, so find what works for you and just fold into it and breathe. Taking your time coming back up. And then just to finish this up nice and easy, we're gonna do a few head and neck rolls. While you're doing these, think about the crown of your head, the very top of your head, long up to the ceiling, up to the sky. So think about your spine, almost as if someone was grabbing the top of your spine and the bottom of your spine and they were just gently tugging it apart. So that spine is nice and long, so don't let yourself crunch into this pose. Keep that head and neck long, and then you can do a few clockwise and a few counterclockwise circles with the head and neck. If you're feeling it crunching, crackling, you can make the circles smaller, slower, but remember, you always want to think of that length, as if there was a string attached to the top of your head, and you're just keeping your neck long, even as you do those circles. Go and switch the other direction. Cool. All right, that's it for today. Simple poses, some of the most effective for the total body, stretching out the legs, stretching out the hips, stretching out the spine and shoulders. So incredible to do. Hope you enjoyed it. Have an awesome day. Peace.